Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Lance Rath. I'm a spiritual practitioner here at the center, and welcome to our meditation. So, I invite you to just relax into your chair or your bed at home or wherever else you might be, and just get comfortable. Shake out any things that need to be shaken out, a shoulder or neck muscle, whatever that is, maybe that crampy foot, and just breathe. And as you breathe, just note your breath. You don't have to force it. You don't have to be conscious of where it goes or how. Just simply note it. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. So today's meditation will be me talking for a little bit and then a fair bit of silence. It'll last about 18 minutes. So once again, just focus on your breath. And sit your physical body where it is, and then sit your soul wherever it is. Your beingness. As your body right now takes care of itself, you can focus on your inward self. That space within you that resides outside of condition. It resides outside of any effect. It is your true self, and it is where all the good stems from. Love, joy, happiness, contentment, everything is there within you. And it's just simply being. It's just simply being. It is there. It is within you. It is of you. And you are of it. So today, during our meditation, I encourage you to be with that aspect of yourself that is your true self, and to claim the parts of it that you feel you want more of. We use the word claim in this teaching, and sometimes that might sound like taking, or I don't know. But it's not taking. It's really just shining the light on what is already there. Focusing your consciousness, your attention on what is already within you. And then allowing it to be expressed in you, through you, and as you. That love, that joy, that happiness. Just simply allowing it to be within you and through you and as you. I might argue that that's really what this life could be all about. Is to awaken, shed light, know those beautiful aspects of yourself that are always there, and allowing them to blossom and flourish through you and as you. So that's what I encourage you to contemplate on in the next few moments of silence. breathing in and breathing out. Our body needs breath. It needs oxygen. And the planet needs us to release the CO2 to feed the plants and the trees. It is a constant process, always going on. And most amazingly, it happens naturally, and we don't even have to think about it. We're just already a part of it. And that is also true for the creative process. Creation is happening around us, within us, and through us, constantly. And by shining the light on what we feel and know that we want more of, we are simply planting a seed in that creative process. If you decide you want more joy, you plant that seed. And then joy shows up as you, within you, through you, and around you. It's the same for prosperity, happiness, love. This is how it works. So for the remaining of our silent time, I encourage you to just pick one thing, and shine the light on it. You don't have to determine how it's going to work, how it's going to show up, in which corner of the room or your life. You just have to simply allow it and say, yes, I want more of that. And then that will show up. So again, just for the remainder of our silent time, next few minutes, focus the light on which you would like to have more of, to experience more of, to be more of. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. So my hope for you is you've had the courage to pick something, to acknowledge that want or desire within you, to experience more, to be more, to know. I don't mean understand, but I mean know. To know more. And if you've had that courage, then I do have one assignment for you. In the minutes and hours and days and possibly weeks after our meditation today, look for what you desire. Because now that you've planted the seed, the only thing that remains is to embrace it as it shows up, to acknowledge it as it shows up, to experience it as it shows up, to be it as it shows up, and flourishes around you and through you and in you. And that is the creative process that is always going on, that we are able to direct and shed light on. And really, that's the joy of life. So if you're open to it, that's your assignment after the meditation today. And right now, we'll take a few more breaths all together. And slowly, you can return back to your physical awareness. Settle back into your body. Feel the chair beneath you as it supports you. Return your sensation to your fingers and your toes. You can move them around a little bit if you like. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and return to this physical space. The music in our service will begin in a few more minutes. Enjoy your time before then. Namaste.
clothes by the front door. Don't forget the keys under the mat. When childhood stars shine, always stay humble and kind. Go to church 'cause your mama says to. Visit grandpa every chance that you can. It won't be wasted time. Always stay humble and kind. Hold the door, say please, say thank you. Don't steal and don't cheat and don't lie. I know you've got mountains to climb, but always stay humble and kind. When the dreams that you're dreaming come to you, when the work you put in is realized, let yourself feel the pride, but always stay humble and kind. Don't expect a free ride from no one. Don't hold a grudge or a chip, and here's why. Bitterness keeps you from flying. Always stay humble and kind. Know the difference between sleeping with someone and sleeping with someone you love. I love you ain't no pickup line, so always stay humble and kind. Hold the door, say please, say thank you. Don't steal and don't cheat and don't lie. I know you've got mountains to climb, but always stay humble and kind. Till the dreams that you're dreaming come to you, when the work you put in is realized, let yourself feel the pride, but always stay humble and kind. Gotta eat a root beer popsicle, shut off the AC and roll the windows down. Let that summer sun shine. Always stay humble and kind. Don't forget that there's love this life gives you. When you get where you're going, turn right back around and help the next one in line. Always stay humble and kind.
Oh, woo! Elevation, or should we say elevationette? Because we're a little bit down in personnel, but they are mighty and powerful. Steph, Luis, and Lisa. Well, good morning, everybody. How are you? Happy New Year. Can I switch to my slides? I love yours, but that's pretty good. I want to welcome everybody. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for being here. It feels like I've been gone a long time, but really I haven't. It's only been 2 weeks. I want to acknowledge, thank you. I want to acknowledge before we get going, the people who were responsible for putting together the wonderful community service on December 19th, led by Lance, and Rosalie was part of it, and Reverend Arlene was part of it, and our sagers were part of it, and Reverend Leslie was part of it. It was just awesome. It was wonderful, and community building. I loved it. And then the following week, I want to acknowledge again Reverend Leslie, who, when we found out that Amy was not feeling well and was not going to be able to do the Taizé service, Reverend Leslie said, I'll do it. And just like at the drop of a hat, she was ready and available and did a wonderful job. So thank you so much for that. I want to welcome also our live stream people. We've got a few people here in the audience, so turn around and wave at the live stream people. Live stream people, wave back. If you are, I guess I should say this, if you are new to the center and you may not know who I am, I'm Pat Campbell, and I am the spiritual director of the center. And if you haven't been to a Center for Spiritual Living, you're in luck, because we're going to talk a lot about our teaching for the next couple of weeks. But one thing you need to know is that we are a faith tradition. I never call us a religion. We are a faith tradition that honors all faith traditions. We understand that each one of us is here to be an expression of the divine. Each one of us has that spark of spirit, of the universe, of life within us. And each one of us is here to live that life individually and collectively as a community, and also individually. So there can't be just one way to believe. There can't be just one way to say, yes, this is it, and all the rest of you are wrong. That doesn't make sense. We are in a limitless universe. We can't limit the limitless. And so wherever you are on your spiritual path, you're absolutely welcome here. We're so pleased that you decided to come here today. And I just want to ask of the people here in the audience, is there anybody who's new? I don't think so. I think I know all of you. But if you are new to us on the Love Stream, just know you're absolutely welcome. We're very, very pleased you're here. So we're going to start out by doing what we call our Kong song. This is one of my favorite ones, and I love to sing this as we're going into a new year. I open my eyes to the love all around. So stand up if you're here. Stand up if you're at home, if you'd like to, and we're going to sing this together.
I open my eyes to the love all around. Now I have found the Spirit in me. I open my eyes to the love all around. Now I have found the Spirit in me. I open my
Nice affirmation to know that you're walking into a new year with your eyes open and recognizing not only spirit within you, but spirit within everyone else. Beautiful. So, of just a few announcements, I need to let you know what's going on here at the center. We're starting to gear up again. So we're going to be offering Prosperity Plus 3. Now that may sound like, oh no, I haven't taken Prosperity Plus 1 or 2. It's absolutely fine if you haven't taken that course. Prosperity 3 is an entity within itself. It is a 7-week course. It is a tithing course, in that during the 7 weeks you are tithing to the center of your financial good. There is a reason for that. It is all part of the living a prosperous life. My guarantee to you, and those of you who have taken the course before know this, if you do not feel more prosperous, more abundant, more expansive at the end of the 7 weeks, we'll give you your tithe back. But this is a way of participating very fully in the law of circulation. And we watch a film by the wonderful prosperity teacher, Mary Morrissey. And then we have class discussion. It's a wonderful class. It's uplifting. Everybody who has taken it absolutely loves it. And naturally, we haven't done it for several years. So it's a good time to start thinking about prosperity and up-leveling our consciousness of that. It starts on Tuesday, February 1st, goes through March 15th. I don't have all of the details. We're going to try to do it as a hybrid class. So we're going to try to do it with some people in person and some people online. Lance and I have a month to figure out how to do that. And I don't have the registration information quite yet, but I just wanted you to kind of get it in your consciousness that we're going to be starting this course, and it is life-changing, period. It is life-changing. So you'll hear more about it as we go along. And then our ongoing, our ongoing groups, we are still all virtual. At this point, we've got our consciousness seekers are on Monday night starting at 7 o'clock online. Coffee with Dr. Pat, that's every Wednesday at noon. We've got the meditation Thursday nights put on by our ministers and practitioners. And then the Saturday Sagers group, which is our wisdom keepers, our elders, our people who have something to say. But you know what? When you get to a certain age, which I am now, since the last time you saw me, I became one of those. And so, we still have stuff to say. And if you saw their presentation, did you see their presentation? Oh my gosh, it was so wonderful. Robert, you had all the moves. You were you were just amazing. Anyway, the Sagers, they have a wonderful time too also. That's Saturdays at 10 o'clock. And all of the Zoom codes, all the information is in the newsletter and also on our website. So you don't have to miss a thing. I think that's all I've got. So I'm going to invite Lance Raff. Lance, it's like you're part of the center now or something. I mean, not only do you work here, but you also work here.
Right? I know.
So Lance, first Steph is going to lead us in a chant, and then Lance is going to give us our spiritual mind treatment. So I invite you to go within and just allow yourself, set aside all the busyness of getting here. Just allow yourself to be here now.
Love is, I am right here, right now, right here, right now. Love is, I am. Love is, I am. Right here, right now. Right here, right now. Love is, I am.
So right here, right now, I open my eyes, I open my breath, I open my heart to that one power, that one life, that one all that is in and behind everything that I experience and know. That omnipresent presence, that source, that cause, that harmony, that one life. It is the all, and it is in behind the all. And more amazing than that is that I am of it. And what is true for me, I know is true for everyone hearing my voice right now. I am of that one life. And that harmonious flow of love and joy and creation and perfectedness is my experience. It is what I'm able to claim. It is what I'm able to know, to see and hear and be of. And that's so exciting. So right now I just settle in and know that truth. I accept and I embrace the divinity within me and around me. is of me. And I allow that to flow through me and out of me. I allow love to be my experience. I allow joy to be my experience. I allow peace and contentment and happiness and prosperity to flow through me and back into me and be all that I'm willing to embrace and claim. And in gratitude for knowing that truth, in gleeful expectation, I just simply release my word, knowing that it is true as spoken and already is. If you want to say it with me, and so it is.
Love is, I am right here, right now, right here, right now. Love is, I am.
It's beautiful. Thank you, Steph, and thank you, Lance. With our hearts wide open, we do this every Sunday, whether we are physically here or whether we are on our love stream, because we want to remember who we are as a community. So I invite you to say with me our vision statement. The Calgary Center for Spiritual Living is a beacon of spiritual illumination that inspires individuals to reveal their wholeness, co-creating a world that works for everyone, a world that works for all. We're modifying that just the slightest bit because we want a world that works not just for we humans, but for the planet, for the universe, for the animals, the plants, everybody, a world that works for all. And part of the way that we do that is through our mission. So let's say that together. The Calgary Center for Spiritual Living makes accessible a way of living and thinking that reveals one's spiritual magnificence and personal power. We co-create an inclusive community that fosters an expansion of consciousness. We're going to talk about consciousness expansion today. What a novel idea. Thank you, Lance. Thank you very much. So, yeah. So, now is the time for us to hear from Elevation, but there's something, yes, we are, Elevation we are slightly a smaller group. However, one of us is shining even more brightly than she was before because someone got engaged. Woohoo! First comes love, then comes baby, then comes marriage. You know what? We are an open-minded community. That's just absolutely wonderful.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And congratulations to Cam, too.
Yeah.
And to Remy. Yay! So please welcome Elevation.
1, 2. The question is why? Why are we here? To say our hellos and goodbyes and disappear. This beautiful life, what is it for? Learn how to master peace or master war. There is only one answer that matters. been shattered. Whatever you want, whatever you are after, love is still the answer. Love is still the answer. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. We all make mistakes. We're not perfect yet. Maybe God made us all from an accident. And the question I ask on everyone's lips is why should we pick ourselves up and start over again? 'Cause there is only one answer that matters, even when your heart has been shattered. Whatever you want, whatever you are after, love is still the answer. Love is still the answer. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. The question I'll ask at the end of my days is what did I give and what did I take? 'Cause there is only one answer that matters, even when your heart has been shattered. Whatever you want, whatever you are after, love is still the answer. Love is still the answer. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. Love, love,
Woohoo! Yes. Great job. Beautiful song. Elevation featuring Steph with Lisa and Luis. Fantastic. So I'll let them get off the stage. Aren't we blessed? Aren't we blessed with these guys? Thanks, honey. I know a lot of centers have really good music. I had good music in my other center too. And there's something pretty special about what we have here. Okay. Would you breathe with me, please? Taking a deep breath. And again. And one more time, please. That's my favorite part of the service. I like breathing. Beats the alternative, but I like breathing as a group too. So when I first started in ministry back in the late 90s, it's not as long as Reverend Darlene, but it's a long, long time. And Darlene, you probably remember it. It was traditional that the first 4 talks of the year in the month of January were always devoted to going over the first 4 chapters of the Science of Mind text. I haven't done it for a lot of years, so I thought it would be fun to bring it back again for this year, because after the couple of years that we've had, we can all use a bit of a refresher. Would you agree? I know it's true for me. Absolutely. Now, it might sound at first blush it's going to be a little bit of dull. Oh, God, we're going to go over the chapters of the text. But, I mean, if you really think about it, how could the study of the universe and how we work and live and have our being within the universe, how can that possibly be dull, right? So in case you are new to our teaching, those first 4 chapters have very, very, I think, intriguing names. The thing itself, the way it works, what it does, and how to use it. They're good, hey? Yeah. So there's the first thing you absolutely have to understand, and we talk about it almost every single week, but what we have to know, it's the very bedrock of the teaching, and that is that everything there is comes from the same source. Everything comes from the same source, including us. So simply put, God is all there is. Bedrock, gotta know that. The second thing you need to know is that God, or whatever you choose to call it, because as I'm about to explain it, it doesn't care what you call it. You could call it God. You could call it Buddha. You could call it the cosmic muffin. It doesn't care, because this is the second thing that you have to know. It is not some bearded guy up in the sky getting pissed off because you called it the wrong name. It is not meting out punishment and favors. That is not what it is. So in order to understand this teaching, we need to make the switch from that guy up there to something more expansive. Not this cranky guy. It is something more. So think of it that I'm just going to say a couple of things, see if you can get the idea. Think of it as energy. Okay? Think of it as the life force back of everything. Think of it as creative intelligence. Think of it as an all-encompassing love. Just like that beautiful song we had. It is the source and the substance of everything. And Ernest Holmes called it the thing itself. I love that. It's so random. Maybe back in 1926 he was making a point, but I think it's fun. I think it's random. So what happens is, as we make that transition to a new idea of God, we learn that we can not only rely on it, but that we can use it. We can use it to enhance and improve our lives. And again, it doesn't care. So don't be shocked by this idea, oh no, I can't use the power of the universe to make my life better. No, I have to be all supplicant. And no, it doesn't work like that. We use it all the time. We are using it all the time. The difference is, are we using it consciously or are we using it unconsciously? So the purpose of a teaching like this is so that we can learn to use it consciously, on purpose. Here's how Ernest Holmes put it, our founder. Man, by thinking, can bring into his experience whatsoever he desires, if he thinks correctly and becomes a living embodiment of his thoughts. If he thinks correctly and embodies those thoughts. So simply put, here it is. We create and we attract what we consistently think about. Holmes also calls it the tendency of our thoughts. That doesn't mean that one negative thought isn't going to bring hellfire and brimstone down on you. It is the tendency. It is the consciousness of your thoughts. Now, to some people, the idea of having that amount of self-responsibility is a little bit uncomfortable. A lot of people don't want to be completely responsible for their lives. They still want to be able to blame something or someone else. Life is out to get me. It's not fair. Why is God doing this to me? It's not my fault. I just happen to be unlucky. But as we come to learn and as we come to understand how the universe works, we understand that it can't play favorites. It can't say, yes, I like you, you get the good stuff. No, I don't like you, you're not going to get any good stuff. It cannot play favorites. It can't favor a person, a culture, a religion, a country. It cannot. The only way for it to work is for it to be absolutely impartial and impersonal. Now, I need to say something about impersonal. I'll probably get this in the next couple of weeks, but I feel compelled to say it now. Some people are like, I don't want to believe in a God that isn't personal. I'm not saying it isn't personal. I'm saying it is impersonal. It is impartial. But how can something that is as close to us as our hands and feet and the very breath that we have be anything other than completely personal? But it is impersonal in how it responds. Does that make sense? Okay, all right, good. Phew. All right, so how this shows up in our lives is through the universal law of cause and effect. You've heard of it before. You've heard many iterations of it before. The law of attraction, the law of correspondence, the law of circulation, karmic law. We are all talking about the same law, which is basically what you think about, what you focus on, comes about. Okay? And it is as consistent as any of the other natural laws that we take for granted, such as the law of gravity. Even if you say, I don't believe in the law of gravity, guess what? It's working in your life. You're keeping you sat in your chair right now. And like gravity, the law of cause and effect works alike for everyone. Ernest Holmes put it this way. He said, universal principles are never respecters of persons. The universe has no favorites. Therefore it is written, and let him that is athirst come, and whosoever will, let him take the water of life freely. The person we don't think is good, and the person that we do think is good, and the person who's on one side of an issue, and the person who's on the other side of the issue, all of us can come to the, how did he put it? I love that. The water of life and drink from it freely. It is impersonal. So what that means in our lives is that whatever we have a belief system about, whatever we have the consciousness of, is what we're going to attract. So if I have a consciousness of life is for me, then that's what I experience. If I have a consciousness of life is against me, then that's what I experience. Just like that. So I'm going to share a personal story with you about this. It's actually a little bit of a two-parter story, so just bear with me as I tell it. Some of you know I went to Portland, Oregon this year for Christmas. And it was wonderful to get together with my family. I'm super close with my family, and we had a really, really nice time. And I hope they're not watching. It was a lot of family. And I love them. We still love and speak to each other at the end of the week, but it was time for me to come home. So I'm sitting. I missed my cats, okay? So I'm sitting in the airport, and as happens in the airport in holidays, especially when there's a pandemic and bad weather going on, there are flights that are being canceled left and right? So as I'm sitting here, my flight was only delayed for a half an hour, so that wasn't so bad. But it reminded me of another trip that I had taken for Christmas in Portland. In fact, I have like 4 trips that I tell stories about. They're all of them different, and they all make a point. But this particular story that I'm going to share with you it was so powerful about the thing itself and about how the law works and how our thoughts work that I decided to resurrect it today, even though it happened a number of years ago. So at the time, there was somebody in my life who was going through a streak of really bad luck. Really bad luck. And it had appeared to him that God was really out to get him. And it was painful for me to watch because I love this person. And because I understand how stuff works, I recognize what was happening for him. He truly believed that he was cursed. So it continued to compound in his life. Even when he was doing the right thing, it didn't show up that way because the problem was he may have been doing the right thing, but he was thinking the wrong thing. He just simply believed that he had bad luck, and so it was, time and time again. And because I love this person, I tried to explain to him, the universe is not out to get you. I tried to teach him about changing his thoughts, which would change his experience of life. But he was in the midst of it, and he couldn't hear me. Do you know what I'm talking about? We've all been there. We've all been so stuck in our story that we can't hear anything else. However, one of the things that I learned through this experience, and like I said, it was a number of years ago, was that action speaks louder than words. I mean, I can talk to somebody, but unless they can actually see it in action, it's not necessarily going to have the same impact. So I want to set the scene for you. We're at the Portland airport with this young man, my sister Beth, who many of you know, and this tells you how long ago it was, our elderly parents, who were probably approaching 80 at that time. And again, as it happens around the holidays, there are flights that are being delayed and there's flights that are being canceled. And the problem was that our flight was delayed about an hour. And that meant that we were going to be late into getting into LAX, which would likely cause us then to miss our commuter plane that was going to take us to the small airport in Carlsbad. If you know California, you know what I'm talking about. So there's LA and then there's Carlsbad, okay? So all around me, they're saying, oh no, we're not going to make it. We're going to miss our flight. And even if we do make our flight, our luggage, there's no way our luggage is going to make it. Well, I know how life works. So I said, you know what? And I'm the baby of the family, right? Add that dimension in, okay? But I was like, let's not affirm this. Okay, let's have a positive thought. Let's affirm instead that everything goes well. So we pile on the flight in Portland, and we go to LA, and the whole time I'm visualizing that we easily make our connecting flight in LA. And sure enough, we landed. How many have been in LAX? Okay, so we landed at LAX at 6:20 p.m., and our connecting flight to Carlsbad was at 6:35 p.m. in another terminal, which had to be gotten to by shuttle. So you understand I am a woman of substance, right? But I get off the plane, and I O.J. Simpson my way to the shuttle gate to let them know that more people are here, more people are coming, right? And the rest of them are hurrying along. They're fairly carrying my mother along, right? And we leaped into the shuttle, and we got to the commuter terminal just as they were calling last call for Campbell. And we raced across the tarmac. That tells you what it was like. Raced across the tarmac and onto the plane in the nick of time. However, we still didn't know whether our luggage was going to get transferred or not, because that was a very short turnaround. So again, I treated all the way to Carlsbad. Lo and behold, when we got off the plane, I saw them unloading all of our luggage. It had made it. And I turned to this person and I said, you see, positive thinking really does work. And I didn't say to gloat or, hey, aren't I something? I made it to make a point, to plant a seed. And he actually had a chance to see it in action. Did he get the point? I don't know, maybe. His life is definitely on a better trajectory than it had been. But even more to the point was that I got the point. It cemented once again for me that consciousness and belief systems dictate our experience. I had affirmed grace and ease, and other than racing through the airport with my little parents, the trip really had gone with grace and ease. It really had. So one of the questions that comes up when we're talking about the law, or we're talking about a demonstration like that, is, would it have happened anyway, even without the treatment, even without the positive thinking? Might have. Sure, might have. All I know is that I was hearing, it's never going to happen, it's never going to happen. And I countered it and with my thoughts of it happens with ease and grace. And it did. That's all I need to know. But here's the point. We still had to participate. We couldn't just sit back and magically be transported to the shuttle or to the commuter plane. We had to take action. We had to literally move our feet quickly. So you take belief and you add action and the result. So belief and action equals result. And I want to make one more important point here. What I did was affirm that we and our luggage would arrive in Carlsbad by the end of the trip. I did not dictate how it had to happen. Now, we do that, don't we? We get caught up in that because we're like, okay, with my finite thinking mind, I need to figure out all the details. But what really needs to happen is that we just need to specify the result of what it is that we want. Because when we affirm something and when we believe it to be true, the law, did I mention universal law, figures out how to make it happen. In our case, there were other travelers who were also late for that plane. And so that's why the plane was still waiting for us. Well, I didn't make them late. Or did I? But not consciously. I didn't consciously make them late so that the plane had to happen, but it did happen, and we got to our destination. So when we work with the law, when we turn it over, then we just need to step back and let it take care of the details, because it is infinitely intelligent. It is supremely creative. And because it's all and everything, it has a bigger concept of things than we do. So it can allow things to flow with grace and ease when we are open. So the thing itself is everywhere. It's everywhere we are. It's everything we are. And so it's our responsibility. It is our privilege. I like that word. It is our privilege to believe in it, to trust it, and to use it. Not always easy, but it's actually quite simple. Isn't that a paradox? It's simple, but it's not always easy. However, when you know how, you have a leg up on it. So we're going to be discussing even more about this for the rest of the month. Next week, the way it works. Be here. I'm gonna. It's going to be good. Happy New Year. I love you. It's good to be back. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you. We should be full force back next week. I think so. I think we are. And you guys have been stellar. So just know that. Please welcome again, Elevation.
Loving Spirit, dwell in me. This is my divinity. As within, so without. All I need is here and now. Where there, let me love. Now I have no fear. All the power, all the glory, I surrender. Let
Jeff Chapman with Luis and Lisa. That song, written by Gary Lynn Floyd, is an adaptation of the Prayer of St. Francis. I don't know if you recognize that. Make me a channel of your peace. Where there is error, let me love. Where there is injury, pardon. Just beautiful. Thank you. Just the right thing. How you feel? Pretty good? Yeah, me too. Me too. Awesome. Awesome. Those of you in our love stream, thank you always for being here. And come back. Come back. We'd love to see you too. I understand we got people from all over, and just know we're here, and we'd love to see you as well. Play it by ear. So, here's how you can support the center. Y'all, we're going to hit you in just a second. Those of you who are on the love stream, e-transfer if you're in Canada, PayPal on our website. If you're in the States, please make sure it's in Canadian dollars. There's just a button to push. Better for us, or easier for us, should I say. You can send a check. You can call the office and talk to Lance. He's here Monday through Friday, or Monday through Thursday. 24 hours a day. And you can fill out a conscious commitment form also, which it takes it right out of your account. And remember, we're starting the Prosperity Plus class also. It will make a difference in your life. I absolutely guarantee it. All of you. That starts on February 1st. Okay, so let's do our conscious giving affirmation. Those of you who are here, take your tithe, your gift, your offering, hold it to your heart. Those of you who are at home, put your hand on your heart. Think about that loving spirit dwells in me now and forevermore. And let's say our conscious giving affirmation. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all that I give returns to me multiplied abundantly. I am so blessed, and so it is. And so it is. And we're going to sing I Thank Love. Love is the word today.
Love for everything. I thank 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 love for everything.
Okay, before we do our final blessing, let's send some love up to our tech guys. We got Bernie on sound. We got Jason and who's it? Beth. Oh boy, I just couldn't pull that one right out of the file. Doing the other tech stuff with the PowerPoint and the broadcast and everything. Send them some love. Love, 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 love. Okay, so we're going to send our love energy out to whoever needs it right now. Got some people in Colorado who lost their homes. We've got some people who are ill. So whatever it is, wherever this love energy needs to go, let's send it on out, okay? You ready? So get it going on a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Whoosh. Love you, love you, love you. Happy New Year. See you next time.
Words are flowing out like endless rain into a paper cup. They slither while they cast the whip away across the universe. Pools of sorrow, waves of joy are drifting through my open mind, possessing and caressing me. Jai Guru Deva Om. Nothing's gonna change my world. 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 Images of broken light which dance before me like a million eyes. They call me on and on across the universe. Thoughts meander like a restless wind inside a letterbox. They tumble bidly as they make their way across the universe. Jai Guru Deva Om. Nothing's gonna change my world. 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 Sounds of laughter, shades of life are ringing through my open ears, inciting and inviting me. Limitless, undying love which shines around me like a million suns and calls me on and on across the universe.